Y'all got two lives. Live. What up, what up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs, joined alongside Ringwalk Danny. I'm coming to you from the Wynn Casino here at the Blue Wire Studios. We're going to be talking Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. Today's the big deadline. Joshua has until, I don't know, I guess the final hour until today for him to make a decision on whether or not he's going to take that 40%. And those dates that are available. It looks like Tyson Fury and Frank Warren do not want to push back to that December 17th date that Anthony Joshua was hoping for. But buenos dias, my friend. Good afternoon.
Buenas tardes. Now,
True.
Yeah, man. You know, this was very interesting given that today was the deadline. But, you know, I do got to say, obviously, the unfortunate passing of the Queen has kind of threw a wrench on a lot of things. And I think this deadline being one of them, because I feel like everything's just came to a halt out there. And, you know, obviously that is now having this weekend's fight in question between Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshall, and obviously Alicia Baumgardner and Michaela Mayer.
Pretty crazy. I mean, again, since I don't watch other sports, I don't know if has this happened
Bro,
before?
it just happened a couple months ago with the Floyd.
Oh, and in Dubai.
Yes.
Crazy.
Just
I can't believe that they shut down countries for the passing of one person.
I mean,
It's
they
like,
do it here.
Did they not watch Paid in Full? People die every day, B. Every day. I'm not like, what the fuck?
I mean, they do it here. Do not like
Who?
bro.
You talking about national holidays?
No. Literally, George Washington, the father, not the son, when he passed, bro, it was literally the next day. It was like a day off for everybody.
Next day. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're canceling things in the future for something that happened today. So like you said, the next day they gave everyone off. Like, you're tripping right now. But I hear you, man. I'm shocked. Honestly, I thought that it wouldn't happen. In our morning show, I discussed that. I said, bro, who's going to throw away all that money? All that money.
I didn't hear you say it because I would have told you. I totally thought it would happen. We literally just saw it happen in May. Like,
You know, the Dubai thing is different for me. You know, they're It's different over there.
Okay.
Totally different, you know, and they're very on their rules and regulations. So, you know, I could see that over there. And don't get me wrong, I guess UK is like that. The queen is the queen. She runs the country. I don't know, man. It's crazy. Crazy. Normally, you know, like look at cash flow. Grandfather was supposed to be there. Grandfather passed away. You know, he fought in his name. You know, normally that's kind of what happens, especially when you're thinking gladiators, warriors. Like, they usually fight in the name of someone that passed, too. It's pretty strange to me. I don't know. I wasn't expecting that for sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, I wasn't surprised, to be honest. Like I said, we just saw it in May. But nonetheless, that cancellation is not official. There has been rumors floating around. There has been no official cancellation as of yet. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I'm being told that as of right now, there's a football game to be played out there tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So we shall see. You know, let's see what happens. Let's hope for the best.
Yeah, so what do you think happens with the other news, with the deadline? No pun intended.
Could have just not, you know. But, yeah, champ, once again, it'll be interesting to see if they get it done. Like, everything's kind of stopped right now. You know, I know someone who is currently out there that was there to work the fight, and they posted a picture. Like, the streets are like a ghost town. You remember, like, when COVID first happened, how I'm not sure if you saw videos of the Las Vegas Strip completely empty, right?
Deserted.
That's exactly what the streets out there, at least from the video I saw, that's what it looked like. It was like cops posted, you know, and things kind of stopped. So I don't know that, you know, business meetings are going to continue to be conducted given the circumstances. I don't know if they'll give an extension. You know, I guess we'll find out in the next 12 to 24 hours, if not longer.
I hope it doesn't cancel it, bro. I mean, today is Thursday. Like, 48 hours later, I don't know. I hope they don't. I hope they use it as an excuse to, like I said, fight on. Yeah, and then in terms of Fury, it's funny. Did you see Bob Arum said he doesn't think it's going to happen, Fury Joshua? Today on Boxing Social, I believe. It might be in the pre-pro, so yeah, man, that's unfortunate.
How did that make you feel, especially you were very optimistic, very positive, you know, just very...
Still am, but I was coming from a different angle, kind of the Conwell angle. Like, why is Bob out there being negative? How does that help? You know what I mean? The negotiations aren't over, because there was also a Boxing Social interview with Eddie saying they've accepted the 60-40.
But wait, there's more. There's more.
What now?
Did you not see Bob Arum say that Tyson Fury, per his contract, owes Top Rank 2 more fights in the United States? And given that he can't get into the United States, that
Did Bob say that?
Yes.
Given that he can't?
Or no, he...
Exactly. Be careful.
No, I'm saying, okay, because if he could, he would have fought him.
I'm just saying, be careful in saying.
Okay, cool.
They out here sending.
Oh, I'm saying that. Cool. But watch this. So until those 2 fights in the United States are completed per Top Rank's contract, they have co-promotional rights of any fight that he's in, like, moving forward.
Okay, and you think they're gonna say no to a fucking 60-40 Joshua Fury fight?
Who?
Top Rank.
Top Rank might not, you know, but is Tyson gonna want them to be co-promoter in any fight that he has moving forward?
It's part of his contract. I'm lost.
So from my understanding, he has an exhibition with Ngannou. That's included. Like, he does stuff with the WWE. That's included. Okay. Anything that he does is included.
Okay.
Even though he only...
But it's not part of his 2 fights. That's
what
you're saying?
No.
Okay.
Because I guess per contract, the 2 fights were in the United States.
So I'm just trying to understand what you're telling me, that because he has 2 fights that he owes top rank.
You were just talking about the Bob Arum interview that he did with Boxing Social, and I was telling you that there was more, as to...
I get that. What I'm saying is, are you saying that the 2 dates that he owes Bob Arum, he's paying that off by any side gig that he does?
No.
I'm kind of losing you there.
No.
I'm losing you there.
Cool.
I don't know. I'm losing you there. That's what I'm telling you.
He owes Top Rank 2 fights in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, those 2 fights in the United States haven't occurred.
Mm-hmm.
But he just fought Dillian in the UK, and now, they're talking about fights anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Any fight that Tyson Fury gets into, until he completes those 2 fights in the US, Top Rank will be co-promoter on. So if I'm Tyson Fury, the way I'm looking at it, do I want another hand I got to pay?
But I don't understand why you say another hand. He owes them 2 fights, which means he's under contract. So it's not another hand. It's your business partner that you got in bed with.
Right. Obviously.
Why do you keep trying to separate it? Because he's in the UK. It don't fucking matter. Guess what? Genius. Dillian White was pay-per-view in America. Top Rank still broadcasted it here to us. So it don't matter where Tyson fights. You're trying to make it seem and that's why I kept going back to grasp it correctly, and I hope I'm wrong, but you're trying to make it seem like he can break away from Top Rank because the fight's happening in the UK. He don't need them. You're under contract.
It's not what I'm saying.
And that's why I asked you to clear it up, because that's where I'm losing you.
I thought I did when I repeated myself.
You didn't.
Okay, so he owes them 2 fights. All I'm saying is he might not want them to get a piece.
But that don't fucking matter. That's my problem with you. You're under contract.
I understand that, but obviously if he could get into the United States to fight, he would. You could nobody.
And again, if he could get into the United States today, because you're the only one that says he can't. He hasn't attempted again. And Bob didn't go on record, and that's why I told you to be careful. But if he could get into the States, what does it matter if the site fee's in Saudi Arabia? They're going where the money is.
I understand.
So
that.
It don't matter if I owe Bob 2 fights over there. I'm under contract. I could owe you 10 fights.
Bro,
I'm going to fight AJ on the moon is where the money's at.
Okay, think about this, right? He was with Frank in the first Wilder fight. Then, they did the little cold deal with Top Rank. They've been working together.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, if he's not young. He could have had an exit strategy was cool, I'm going to get these fights off with Top Rank, and then I'm going to make my money over here doing these other things.
But the deal is not up.
I understand that, and that's all I'm saying.
But how do you have an exit strategy without exiting?
What? Can you just repeat what you said the interview with Bob was on Boxing Social?
Him saying that he's not sure Fury Joshua happens.
And you said that you looked at it like a Charles Conwell situation.
Yes. He shouldn't be killing the promotion yet.
And I was coming in to say that he said more.
I know.
To add on to what you were saying.
And then you lost me with what you said, because you keep telling us he's got 2 fights that he owes Bob in the U.S. So why would he want to go to the UK and pay Bob? I'm lost there. What do you mean? He's on contract. He's on contract. It don't matter if you fight on the moon. You with Bob. Just like when you fought Dillian, you was with Bob, and that fight was promoted on ESPN and broadcasted there. So I'm just lost as to what you mean by that. He's in contract. There's nowhere he can go.
I mean, you said that you don't see how he could have an exit strategy.
Without exiting. You got to finish your contract to exit. How do you... The only way he could leave Bob is retirement, which he's done. But we both know out of the promotional contract is buy it out or retire out.
Right. And, obviously you mean retire for good, retire for real.
For real. Not
I was just saying,
fake,
we hear fighters now. Yeah, I feel like Canelo, didn't he say he had like 5 years left? Whenever he said that, haven't we heard him say, yeah, I want to fight for 5 more years? So to me, that sounds somewhat like an exit strategy. He may not have his next 5 years of fights planned out and locations and nothing like that. What I'm saying is, in your mind, you start moving pieces. Okay, all right, cool. Maybe I'm going to take this fight and that fight in hopes to get a big one. Look, he was making good money out here with Top Rank in those Wilder fights. I feel that he didn't want, like, why would you want to pay people money that you don't have to pay, if you're making a lot of it?
Let's move on, bro. Because it doesn't make sense what you're saying. When you're in contract, you have to pay.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, years ago is years ago.
But it's not years. He owes 2 out your mouth.
No. I'm saying, like, the contract he signed it for a reason years ago. Things have now changed, which has now changed their game plan, their strategy, you get what I'm saying? Like, that Dillian White fight would have been in America.
If anything you were saying was true, that Dillian White fight would have been in America. If he owed these fights, and it had to be in America, the way you making it seem, that would have been in America. But Bob showed you he's still Tyson's business partner, whether he wants to fight in America, like the contract states, or in the UK with a domestic rival like Dillian White. Like, I don't understand what you're saying. Let's just move on.
All right.
Like, your laws, bro. It's crazy. But yeah, man, hopefully it does at least happen. One of these 2 fights, man. One of these 2. And by that, I mean the entire Savannah Marshall, Clarissa Shields, and even Bumgarner and Michaela Mayer, because, that's going to get lost too, man. That's when was the last time we had Comain and Maine that strong? And, well, I guess they did do it, right, on the last women's card? Or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. And women are doing it because it was Franchon Cruz undisputing.
I was about to ask you, male or female, because,
yeah, they just did it with Franchon.
It's not hard to but they're saying, let me pull it up, because they were saying it was I know it's the first something in history with this event. So they're making that's what it is. It's the first all women's card.
Okay.
First all women's
because
card.
there is a 1-0 female also on the card on the lower undercard.
I mean, there's like 8 women fights on the card Saturday in London. So,
man, I wish they would have gave my girl Shadeja Green a shot on that card.
From my understanding, she's supposed to be there in attendance.
Yeah, so. I mean, that's what Sarah told us. I don't know that happened because I didn't see you. I mean, I seen Sarah in Iceland, chilling in the Blue Lagoon.
It could have been a layover on your way there.
That's true. Might as well make the best of it, especially if your job allows you to go to those types of countries. You might as well get a little bit. So now let me ask you, though, on that 2 extra fights, did Bob say that in the interview? Because, for a long time, we thought it was a 4-fight deal for 120 or something. So did it extend because he made him a champion under the Top Rank promotion? You don't know. But in that interview.
Yeah, I don't know.
In that interview.
Fury's contract.
In that interview, you heard Bob.
I didn't even watch the interview. Somebody sent me the clip.
So where are you getting?
Somebody sent me a screen record clip.
And in that clip, it says Fury owes us 2 fights?
In the U.S.
Okay.
And that
Bob's saying that.
And that they will be co-promoters on any event moving forward until those 2 fights have been honored or whatever the case, whatever word was used.
That's smart business. Smart business, because I'm sure, what was the last fight that we talked about with Bob where he was paid, and that was it? Like, he was paid for his it was Porter, right? Was it the Porter Crawford fight?
What about it?
Where the fighter or the promoter was just paid a percentage to allow the fight to happen. I think I'm getting that right. No?
Yeah, no clue, champ.
It'll come to me.
I mean, I know that PBC had no, I don't want to say they had no part, but I mean, it was a top rank event when Sean Porter and Bud Crawford fought versus the Fury Wilder fights. All three of them were co-promoted.
It was Bob.
Well, actually, no.
It was Bob that got the percentage.
The last two were co-promoted.
It was Bob that got the percentage. Was it a purse bid or something? Remember, he made like $800,000 for doing nothing. How do you forget this? Nobody's remembering this. That's the TO. Maybe it's the TO.
But that money went to TO though.
No.
I thought it went to the fighters.
No. He's still the promoter. He still promotes TO. Just because he lost the purse bid, he's still.
I mean, yeah, he gets his cut as a promoter.
Yeah.
As a promoter, yeah. But was it that much? Because remember, don't forget that it was Matchroom, obviously, that ended up winning the rights to that fight. I thought you were referring to Triller. You know how they had to pay like that percentage for not being able to carry on the event.
I want to say the way I remember it is Bob being interviewed and, basically saying something not snarky, but like witty, like, I don't care who promotes it. I'm still getting, his percent, which I feel like he said a number. I feel like I remember a number, but we all know what I do. Shout out to Harding. Yo, did you see my boy Terrence Crawford meet up with Jay-Z? Oh. And then in the comment sections, fighters you and I know are like, yo, so you didn't take the 500. So in my head, driving here, I'm like, was Hove doing some sort of meet and greet contest?
No.
You either take the 500. No. Can I fucking say to the audience what I thought it was? No. Jesus Christ.
You usually cut me off when you assume.
You're right.
But no,
whatever.
all it was
no conversation.
It was a viral thing that went, it went viral on the internet of people discussing, would you take $500,000 or dinner with Jay-Z? Some people were saying that dinner with Jay-Z would be more valuable. Majority of people were saying, you'd be crazy to not take $500,000 just to have dinner with somebody. So obviously everybody there is trolling, since that was like a thing earlier in the year, I believe.
All right.
You ain't ask him though? I mean, you got his number.
Who?
But.
Nah, I haven't even called him. I'm trying to wait for him to get into town. I don't want to be stalking. They said he's coming. I'm trying to let him come. What are you going to do? I figured you plugged in with Keyshawn enough. Today Keyshawn Spars maybe. So then tomorrow he probably doesn't, which means he maybe in a perfect world uses the gym again. And maybe in an even better perfect sunny world, no rain like this morning, Bud is there too. That's how I'm just letting it play out. They 2 weeks out here, so it's no rush.
See, I think I was just I don't know. Maybe I just got blessed this morning because I got no rain this morning. From my understanding, he's here. You know what I'm saying? Like they said yesterday he was getting in yesterday, so not sure, but hopefully, that was the case and we can get him in studio soon. I know Keyshawn was using our gym pretty late last night. Ness, you were in his. I felt like you were just like working his corner because you was just like in his corner the whole time. I felt like you
Whose corner?
Keyshawn, like you just stood there the whole time. Not really his corner. It was like a corner.
I was watching them all from everything. I watch. How I mean, maybe not you, but definitely the audience know, man. I'm into every single detail, bro. I watched red tie shoes. I knew that they was brand new Atom boxing shoes. Every piece of equipment Bo Mac had was brand new, sponsored. I found out by who, not just Everlast. Which is your contact? Is it so and so? Oh, not that one. What about this one? He like, damn.
Actually,
it's this one.
Actually, they want our
No, they started following us. I noticed. It's all coming together.
Okay.
It's just a long journey.
I'll just text it to you because it was something that you probably could help them with, but you were gone. You were gone and stuff. They had a question I could.
Oh, you talking about the team?
Yeah.
I'm talking about Everlast.
Well, I'm talking about another brand.
Oh, I thought you meant the team, like B&B.
Yes.
Last night.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. They liked some of our equipment that we had, champ, and they was asking questions. That's all.
Bet. It's crazy you said that because I was thinking, but they flying. I was gonna give him one of them spar bars, but they flying. He already mentioned not being able to take that equipment, which I hope he give it to us. We got plenty of people we can give it to. You know, like I told him the high schoolers.
I told him ship it.
I said ship it too.
I said
that
ship
was the
it.
first thing out my mouth. But once he said he got plenty, then there's no need.
That's true.
You know, there's no need. But they so cool, man. But anyway, yeah.
What was the thing that I guess like surprised you the most? What you saw last night?
I don't think anything surprised me. I mean,
like as far as because like you said, you pay attention. Like
I mean, if you know,
like,
if I'm gonna be true to Nesta and tell the truth, then Bomac stamina surprised the fuck out of me. Can't lie. I didn't think he can do. I don't want to say I didn't think he can do. But
no, and you left early. Let me tell you.
Yeah,
they kept going.
No, I'm sure
they kept going. Like by the time you were snoring, I was still like I was still there.
I don't know because you text me sounding like you was home.
Yeah, I was home when I text you. Absolutely.
Yeah, but
no, they definitely got a real long workout in. Yo, he loved the shower.
I'm sure. I love that shower.
He saw the shower. He's like, "You got body wash?" I'm like, "Of course." Gave him the face wash too.
Did you?
Good job. You used the cough button.
Did you show him the washer and dryer down there?
Yeah.
They didn't use it?
No.
See, and that's why I'm trying to get Devin there. You notice that every day, see what I'm saying about the little things I noticed? You notice every day the kid with the dreads walks out a white bag and it's the sweaty clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, bro, somebody's walking them sweaty things, is putting them in the car. You know they getting even funkier in this Vegas heat. Bro, you need a gym that got that. Boom, bap. Just watch that.
I don't even like, bro,
I mean, Devin is rich, so it's like, do your thing. I mean, last night, I don't like saying things I overhear, but this one is like, you so dope, you gotta say it. Like, somebody's trying to convince my man to buy a plane. You know what I'm saying? So you living a fantastic life. So what I'm about to say next really don't matter, but again, it's me selling the gym. Like, that's a beautiful truck. No need to get out of the gym and get in there sweaty.
And then the thing is like, I'm like, what? You gonna put your brand new clothes in what? Either your brand new G-Wagon or your damn near brand new Maybach? Because you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, there's no in between. Winning. Right there. Actually have two washers and dryers. Not one set, but two.
First and second floor.
Right. One for each floor. And throw your stuff in there. They even got cabinets.
It's just the convenience, man. Like,
it's all about convenience.
And once that clicks, like having that conversation with Jose Benavidez Sr. and him saying, you know, being able to be at this fight house and not have to drive one way for sparring or 1 hour and a half one way for sparring, 1 hour and a half another way, then shower, eat, sleep. It's like spar, shower, sleep when you in that fight house. So, you know, it's all about convenience, man. And obviously Keyshawn sees that. That's why he's already, his mentality is on buying a house out here in Vegas, which is dope.
Oh, you guys talked about that.
He said it over and over. We didn't have a personal conversation.
No. I mean, I heard him say moving out here, but I didn't hear the buying a house. So, So that's
he said buying something like.
Okay.
That was the phrase. Yeah, no, I'm looking to buy something out here.
Look, that's good. I always like to hear what, especially young fighters investing, because you never know with this fight game. So want to move smart.
And I mean, a city like this, B&B, right? Use it for your camp. B&B it when you're not here until you're ready for the full move.
Ideally, right? Ideally, as people say. This city's really weird with Airbnb laws.
I heard.
Like, I've heard that there's, like, pockets where it's, like, allowed and So I don't know.
I heard.
I don't want to speak too much into it.
No,
that's what I'm saying. Ideally, though.
I've heard that, especially near the strip, right? Like it's very weird near the strip with B&Bs.
Yeah. So, but ideally, regardless, though, I think that they see the difference. And I mean, Bomac's been in the game for a while. He knows.
43 years. So what do you think? He's 60? Or is he adding like everything? I'm lost there. Like, because he can't be.
Well, you got to think about it. He was a boxer. So if he started boxing at 4 years old and he said.
Maybe he's adding in the boxer experience, you're saying?
He has to. He has to. You know what I'm saying? If he was.
Wait, he do got a box rack.
Absolutely. If you start boxing at 4 years old, and he's now 47, he's just taking off the 4 years where he learned to walk and say mom and dad, But nonetheless, man, that was really dope to be in there with them last night. I know the footage. Actually, I haven't sent none of the footage. But it's all right because only I got it. So
true.
Exclusive. So it looks like there may be some
movement on the Marshalls situation.
Some movement on the Marshall situation. I'm just
good
follow.
Or bad.
Let me check this out.
Oh, 52. Okay, I mean, I guess you could have 43 if you're 52.
43 if you're 52.
Yeah, that means he started boxing at 10 or something like that.
Okay, so he's 52 years old?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 9 years old, man. He started boxing at 9 years old, which I think that's typically what we see. With baseball, kids start at T-ball 4 years old. I get surprised.
Damn, yo, he fought Chauncey Wheeler. Oh, Bomac was out here fighting at heavyweight. What
year was that?
06.
Oh, wow. Not that long ago. Not too long ago, at least.
Shit. He fought Mike. Is that? Let me see. That is
You
him.
screen share him?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's Mike Molo. Some dude that fought Spielka. He fought a couple dudes I know. I'm sure more people know the people he fought. This is like obviously before me. Shit, some of these fights I was 17.
When'd you get to watching it? How you watching it now?
Ooh, I want to say like
Actually,
07
no.
maybe, 05.
Okay. I was going to say, when'd you get to the point right before you started this? Because I feel like obviously now
like,
it's so much more, right?
Like 05, 07 really, because that I think 07 really did it.
Mayweather, De La Hoya.
Not only the big names, but YouTube, bro.
Is that what when YouTube started?
Yeah. Oh, it was. I don't know about start. I think it started in 06. But yeah.
But that's when you were introduced to it.
And like Gamboa specifically, my past life introduced me to Gamboa. You know what I'm saying? So he was like 4-0 fighting in Ireland or some. You had to use YouTube. It was YouTube, bro. YouTube is the truth. YouTube University, baby.
I think that's the beauty on going back to watch some of these fights, man, because they're all up there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not all of them have great quality. I wish YouTube cared more about quality than quantity, right? Because they need the billions of views to tell the advertisers so they get the big bucks.
Absolutely.
But they should, like, not even allow you to upload 360. Like, what the like, bro, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? I don't watch pixelated garbage.
What do you think? I don't know. I agree with you. I don't either. I don't either. But no, definitely, man. It was just crazy. I was just curious.
Bro, honestly, that's why I never was big into illegal streaming. Like when I had to, like when obviously now we got Matchroom and DAZN and, they give us their fights. In the past, it was Sky Sports only and Box Nation. And if you didn't have a, I don't know, Tiger Claw box or whatever they calling it these days, you wasn't watching that.
Right. I mean, you had to watch it illegally one way or another.
Exactly.
Unless you knew somebody who was there or you know what I'm saying?
Because, and those boxes, those were better than the VIP box or the whatever these guys are using now that they claim is good, but I don't like all those little X's. You gotta, countdown timer and you click this
No,
X.
and
It's too much,
I'm
man.
gonna be honest with you. When I start working in the industry, it's like
You didn't have the time?
no. I'm just saying you can't take away from these fighters.
Yeah.
The only time I won't lie was when I was, over there. I won't say because
Yeah, no, the only pay-per-view I didn't pay for, but I didn't steal it either, was the Clarissa Shields one. That the girl was on the girl was the she's not even fighting anymore. The heavyweight
oh,
it was with
Christina
K.
Oh no.
The heavyweight that was with K, she was on the card. It was an all-girls pay-per-view Clarissa did.
Oh, in Michigan?
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't pay for that one. But I ain't steal it. You know what I'm saying? I just ain't watch.
No, and then the last one too.
Which one?
Clarissa's last fight.
With?
I don't even remember who she fought last, to be honest with you, but you didn't buy it either.
It was on pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Nah.
I bought it.
Word?
Yeah.
Where you watch, on your phone?
No, I think we did a show.
What?
I'm pretty sure we did a show.
Oh, so you paid for it?
Yeah, I paid for it.
And we did a live chat?
Pretty sure.
Yeah. I was probably not paying attention. No, I'm joking. That's crazy. I don't remember that, though. Seriously.
Sticky paws.
Who she fought? Wasn't it it's the common opponent.
Oh,
yes,
closing, yeah.
I remember now. No, I remember now. She fought the common opponent and couldn't knock her out, and that's what Marshall was using to sell this fight, that she knocked her out.
And that's why Marshall was now I remember that because that's why she was there ringside yawning, pretending like she was asleep and doing the things she was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm so sad they ruined that fight weekend for us, bro. I cannot believe. And both of those fights have rivalries, bro. They both have animosity, and like to give them a postponement, that's gonna fizzle out.
I don't know, man.
I mean, they were already done with talking. Michaela Mayer, she was done with talking. She made that clear. So now you're gonna ask them to build it back up whenever you re-announce it. It's so draining.
I think it's gonna be interesting to see how far back, because I know we were talking about it in the pre-pro. Like, my thing is the weights. People peak differently. So, okay, now every fighter has to get with their trainer. At least the fighters in the main event, co-main event. Okay,
take a couple days off.
Or some fighters may say 2 days. Some fighters may say, or some trainers may say, no, take a week off. So now if they want to, it's just gonna be weird.
No, it is. I wonder how many days postponement. Is it a full new week, full new, training camp?
That's what I'm saying. Like, obviously the Floyd fight in the UAE earlier this year was an exhibition. An exhibition is an exhibition. You got titles on the line, undisputed, unified on the line. So I think you damn near have to get a whole new date, do camp all over again.
Another 3 months out.
It's like,
and that's what I'm telling you. Now they got to rebuild the fighter.
These women are world-class athletes. They're being put through camps to peak and perform at the right time, at the highest performance. I think that they just have to, not have to. I just think that that's what will happen. Maybe, they might only say like a month and a half, but I wouldn't be surprised if, like you said, it is 2-3 months from now. There's a lot on the line.
Crazy.
There's just a lot on the line. Like when Tyson Fury's fight got postponed with the third Wilder fight, and let's think about it. They didn't push it back a week or two. They pushed it back from July to October. Venue availability is another thing. What dates are available? Venues like that are booked out months and months, and at least a month, 2 months out. I would assume if fights are being announced a month and a half out, I would assume those venues are being booked a month and a half out. Not saying nothing would be available before then. I'm just saying it is a logistical nightmare to try to figure out,
and this is why
in a quickly manner. Let me tell you, Floyd Mayweather was able to pull it off with the help of some high-ranking individuals in the, in the UAE. So And they still had to change locations. Not just venue, but cities. They went from Dubai to Abu Dhabi. So I'm expecting, I don't know, man, at least a month and a half, 2 months from now.
And this is why I said I didn't believe that it would get canceled because of the financial disaster that this is. Like, you're talking training camp expenses, logistic expenses. Those women flew out. Obviously, it's on Boxer's dime and Sky Sports, whoever's doing this, but they got to do all that again. All the hotels again. All the private planes again.
No, I mean, friend of the show, Mo, he was there to ring announce, and he announced a show somewhere else last week, right? So obviously he stayed. He could have been home a week ago. Obviously nobody knew what was going to happen, but no, it's now they're going to have to go back, like you said, across the pond. It's going to be
I think if they have to do what you're saying, they should definitely take tune-ups. I mean, I don't know. Kind of saying it out loud sounds stupid, but I think I want them to have tune-ups because it's like you said, they were set to peak on Saturday. They also had expectations. To ask them to go back into another 8 weeks of camp without a fight and do 16 weeks of training, I think it's dumb. I think it's dumb. I think you're better off having a fight. You know, going back to the Porter conversation, you're better off busting off, man. That sounds crazy, 18 weeks in camp. Even if you take a week off, that sounds crazy. If you take a week off, guess what? You didn't gain the weight. Listen to Rockman. He said, I weighed in on this, but I started camp at this. So it's like a week ain't going to put you where you normally would start at.
And so then, and when you're fighting and you make that weight, you cut, you go through the process to make that weight, Ness, you're rehydrating. At that level, you have a team of professionals that is doing it, the right way.
Correct.
So when you don't have to now do that and you're not now rehydrating the proper way, guess what's going to happen? The weight that you're gaining isn't going to be good weight. So even if they want a quick turnaround, what product of a fighter are you getting? Are they going to be able to perform to the level that they would have September the 10th? If they push the fight out 1 month, is Savannah going to perform the same? Are they going to be? I'm
just lost. I'm reading this, and this reporter is saying that the clubs are expecting an announcement on the weekend's football fixtures in the morning. Following the Queen's passing this afternoon, a repeated view among those I've spoken to is that they're almost certain games will be off as a mark of respect. But it's like, so who's in charge of the timeline?
That's interesting. That situation with Floyd, they said 40 days. It ended up being 2 weeks at least for that event itself. I don't know. It's interesting. Football is the biggest sport in the world. Soccer, as we know here in America. So if they're canceling those games, I'm seeing here on Twitter that the BMW PGA Tour, the PGA, that they've suspended as well. So, and they were literally in place, suspended for the rest of the day and to be determined moving forward for tomorrow and so forth. So,
and that's what that's just the only thing that has me lost. Like, something happens today and you're suspending the weekend activities, bro.
I mean, the last time, and granted, it wasn't a singular person's death, obviously. I remember for 9/11, they suspended things for like, yeah.
You can't compare 9/11 to the natural passing of an old person. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a fucking war over there. Like, it's different. I don't know. I mean, that was an attack, not a war, but it's definitely an ongoing situation. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's pretty bad.
So she's been the queen since 1952. 52. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that's 70 years. I did the math.
Yeah.
Like, my grandmother was 4 years old when she started being the queen. My grandmother's an old lady.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Listen. Damn. Shout out to them, man.
Well, nothing's official. We still have to wait and see.
Shout out to them because, I ain't gonna front. I'm not into politics at all. So this conversation is gonna shift for 1 second.
No, it shouldn't. Because
I like the thought of Hillary. I did like the thought of a woman. It didn't have to be Hillary. Just to see how they handled it. You know what I mean? So thinking the queen does her thing out there, I get it.
You still got the, obviously, opportunity. We have the vice president. So,
well,
we'll see what happens, though.
Hopefully she could get a win.
They're saying that the football team should expect an announcement by the morning, which should be late night tonight.
This is really sad news. And not for obvious reasons. I'm really like lost. I guess because once again, this is the only sport I cover, so I've never seen this happen before. And with Floyd, I didn't even pay it no mind because he's not really a fighter anymore. He's doing his own thing.
It was an exhibition.
Yeah.
I feel that the world was intrigued because he was gonna fight
on a helipad.
Wasn't it like a 7-star? I want to say it was like a 7-star hotel. I want to say the only 7-star hotel. Anyway, it was very beautiful property out there in Dubai.
I thought they only went up to 5.
No, I used to think that too. Let me tell you. I'm like, I guess, if
Expedia just doesn't have 6 and 7s then.
Bro, because think about it. If you rate something a 5-star, but then you find something better than, or you create something better than, does that make your 5-star not a 5-star? Or does it make it a 6 or a 7? Nonetheless, the attraction was that Floyd was fighting on that helipad. This is slightly different.
That's what the attraction was for me. Believe me, all I talked about the week of was like, a gust of wind blowing them off and how dangerous it was.
We knew a lot of people out there, obviously, that did get it to. So I feel like that's where our excitement was. Like I said, we'll see tonight. What happens, but we'll just see.
Yes.
Mentally, like the card's off.
Yeah.
Mentally. So.
Yeah. No, especially after you said, reminded me about the Floyd one, and he's Floyd Mayweather, and they still put that fight off. If they were ever going to use an excuse to fight in the name of someone, you probably want to put that on Floyd's back because he's going to get that win for you. But I do want to play this, guys. It's a little clip here from Tyson Fury.
With Donald Trump. What do you think?
And can we get a screen share of it? Let me do full tune.
I'm just here with Donald Trump. What do you think, Donald, about this fight with AJ?
Well, it's gonna happen. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on you, AJ. You gotta sign the contract 60-40. It's very fair. It's extremely fair. Sign the contract. It's not that hard.
He did sound like a little Trump, but Fury gives me weird vibes. If he didn't have all those kids, I would be questioning why he's always using filters with fake eyes, little bunny rabbits, like lips. Come on, man. Bro, you don't see his eyes? You don't think he got a filter on his eyes?
And at the top, the name of the filter is called Perfect Eyes.
Yeah, he's
he's just using the
you ain't never see him with the high red cheeks?
Just like
my man
just
go
like,
in on filters.
Just like Breadman said earlier today, it's the powers of social media. He's a star at the end of the day, so he feeds into the social media stuff.
Perfect Eyes by Pierre. Fury is crazy. Only he could get that off. Wow. Oh, man, hilarious. So, what'd you think of the Donald Trump impression?
It was all right.
It did sound okay.
It was all right. I've seen better.
Okay.
I've seen better.
Really?
I mean, absolutely. But not within boxing, I don't think. Not within boxing, I don't think. So, the fact that Fury, chose to do that. But it wasn't a bad impression.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad impression.
Does it help?
At this point, like nothing except signing that dotted line and showing up on the night. helps. Like, those two things are the only things that help ultimately. Sign the contract, show up the night of the fight.
Yeah.
Like, y'all heavyweights, I don't even care if y'all show up to the weigh-in. Just sign the contract, show up the night of the fight.
It's crazy that this sport suffers because they have such a difficult time making big fights. Like, the fine print, the bickering of who walks out first and who gets introduced first and who's in the blue corner and who's in the red corner. And like Frank was saying, how many tickets does he get and why he got more tickets than me? It's weird, man. They need like a template, that these fighters can follow, because it sucks.
I mean, it's business, man.
Is it?
It is. It is. I mean, we've done business deals that have fell through, or we thought this business deal was gonna go through, and then some randomly just comes up. Like, things happen. I'm not saying that I agree with it. I'm not saying that fighters, trainers, managers, promoters don't make things harder at times than they have to be. But it is a business at the end of the day. And I know you don't watch other sports. You've had athletes in leagues that do lockouts. Cool, you don't want to pay me money? We ain't going to play for y'all. And we've gone months without games until, they've came to an agreement or whatever the case may
but
be.
But it'll always be a universal agreement.
Because
it'll always be an agreement that
only because they have a union.
Yeah, but it'll always be an agreement that caters to more than one person, man. Not in boxing. In boxing, we get lockouts per fighter. That's why our sport sucks. At least you guys say, oh, that's it. Oh, contract is bad. All right, we ain't fighting. They finally fix it because America gets upset.
Yeah, but it's like we're doing, it's just like not a fair comparison, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm talking about the NFL, the MLB. Those are the leagues. If we want to talk about a sport, let's talk about all the guys that aren't good enough to make it there, that have to go play in Mexico and live off whatever that they're making and the struggles and things like that. Like, they don't have representation. They don't have say. Those guys, like, it wasn't up until this year that minor league baseball players got housing. You know what I'm saying? These guys were working like part-time jobs or living together. You'd have 3-4 minor league players living together. So if you're talking about the sports worldwide have issues. It's just the fact that these are companies, the National Football League.
Yeah, but you're still talking to me about solutions for more than one person. Like, you just talked about housing, and you talked about how they fixed that situation for all minor leaguers.
But see, that's okay, cool. And I can also,
we don't have that. There's no housing for non-blue chippers or even blue chippers or even red hot prospects.
Absolutely.
You must be talking about amateurs, brother.
No, I'm talking about your stipends that when they sign to a promoter, these professional fighters, some, not all, typically only with a major promoter, not a small promoter, typically.
Yeah, but you're calling two different things one thing.
Okay.
One is a signing bonus, and
what's a signing bonus?
When a fighter receives a bonus from the promoter for signing with that company.
That's not what I'm talking about. The monthly check, monthly stipends, like PBC fighters, top-ranked fighters
for a camp.
No, bro. That's the thing. Frank has talked about it on the show the first time he came on. Some of these guys getting $2,000-$3,000 a month from their promoter.
Okay, that's different.
That's what I'm saying. Now they call it stipends. Minor leagues are calling it housing. But people are using their stipends for housing, for transport, for whatever.
But again, you're saying it. Some of these guys in boxing are getting stipends.
Okay.
I've never heard of that. Okay, honestly.
And some of the players. Okay, Major League Baseball players, they cover. Now the minor league baseball players, cool, they're getting it. But, bro.
But you see what you're doing? You're blanketing like so many hundreds of people and then trying to use that same metaphor in boxing when it's, first of all, it's not a team sport. So when you keep saying that the minor leagues have housing, how many players get in housing versus how many fighters do not? And then you're like, oh, well, you're wrong. Some people do get it. They get stipends. You're talking about fucking like standouts. Because I got 11 years doing this. Deontay Wilder never told me he got a stipend. Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Daniel fucking Roman, Andre Durrell, Anthony Durrell, Andre Ward. Like, I never heard of them dudes getting stipends.
Let's go to the gym after the show. And
listen, what Frank tells you and what Top Rank does is cool, but what the fighter tell me is different. You understand? Like, okay, I ain't never been in a situation where someone told me, yo, I get a stipend. I've been in a situation where someone told me, I don't pay sanctioning fee, or I got a negotiated rate, or I pay $40,000. You understand? I've been in situations where somebody say, XYZ flew me out. I don't pay for travel.
Matter of fact,
I just tell them, hey, we go in XYZ place with this many people. So, like, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying I haven't been in a conversation where someone's like, my promoter's hitting me off with $2,000 a month.
You know, it's crazy. I actually had a conversation with Robert Garcia, and he was telling me, he's like, yeah, this promoter, they take care of you on the tickets and the travel, and they're more organized. But this promoter, their stipend was bigger. And I don't know if that's when I discovered or found out about it, but absolutely. And it's not like a one promoter, but I was just using that as an example.
But the point is, it's not for everyone. Like Crawford got
It's not for everyone.
Exactly.
Just like
You're talking about the minor leagues are being taken care of now.
Okay, but the Dominican baseball players aren't being taken care of.
Oh, and that's another country,
It doesn't matter. Do we not have boxers in other countries? Do we not have boxers in other countries? I'm just saying, if we're talking about the issues in boxing, I'm telling you about the issues in baseball. Because I follow baseball players in the Dominican Republic who are starving for an opportunity.
But you're picking the extreme situation again, right?
It's not the extreme.
You're
it's just
talking
that
about
you don't follow other things.
But you're talking about DR not having their minors housed. But you are saying some people in America, some teams do have it. We don't have listen, the equivalent of a minor in boxing is what to you? What's a AAA boxer to you? AAA league baseball player is the equivalent of what? Because I think that's where we're disconnected, or you just don't like fucking being wrong.
All right. All I'm saying is,
answer the question.
Bro, I don't know. I haven't graded baseball players by boxers.
Brother, it's simple. In boxing, we only got fucking contender, prospect, champion. Stop making this difficult because you don't want to lose.
Okay, so the middle one, whatever.
So you saying the minors and contenders are the same? I could agree with that because guess what? A contender's on the brink of a title shot. A minor's on the brink of the majors, right?
The majors, right.
Okay. So what contenders are getting – I mean, that makes it even worse because there's no, like, contract negotiation for contenders. You're probably with a promoter and become a contender or something. I guess you can come to them as a contender, which would make zero sense.
Look, we both agree there's issues in boxing. I'm just saying there's issues in other sports too.
But they're being addressed.
I know. I'm just saying, sometimes because
their lockouts, which was the original argument,
we can show
brings resolution.
I said the DR, but I'll say Mexico, right? Mexico ain't the U.S.
Another third world country.
Another third world country that, let me tell you, they didn't invent American football, right? The NFL, that football, that's what I'm talking about. But yet they have an entire league filled with Americans that aren't good enough to make it to the NFL, aren't good enough to make it to Canada, which also isn't America, but it's not a third world country, right? That's also filled with Americans. Bro, some Americans may not be good enough at their own sports, so they go to other countries to play it. They're not being took care of, just like some small time prospect that doesn't have a big amateur background may not be getting took care of. He may not have a network. He may not be getting stipends. All I'm saying, we both agree, though, boxing has problems,
Definitely. I don't know. I just think it was a strange comparison or metaphor because Like, we got small club shows all over the country. And those aren't anything like a smaller show of a major promoter, right? When you get signed to a major, you get the luxuries that we talked about with Bill and Frank in studio yesterday about the machine. When you not. So, like, you know, you want us to feel bad for these guys that weren't good enough to make it to the major. Like, yo, that's your fucking problem. Like, I don't
want you to feel bad.
I just want you to understand what I'm saying. Like, everyone got a dream.
No, I hear you.
So those people that went to DR in Mexico and they live in there, they're still working at their dream. I'm not kicking their back in. But their dream is in America. They're going there to get exposure in hopes that they get picked up by the American League.
Not disagreeing.
Like, yes, it's going to be difficult over there because it's not the American League, the one you didn't qualify for. You want flowers and roses and red carpet? Fucking make the NFL. You're going to go play for Mexico? You know you're going to a third world country. I'm lost, bro.
It seems to be a trend today, man. Let's just move forward.
Know.
You know?
You're using bad examples, I think.
I mean, you said I don't watch other sports, and I was giving you examples in other sports where the players weren't covered, where they were getting screwed, and, you know, they're walking out. Just like we were saying, I forget who said it earlier. It was Breadman who's saying, you know, fighters are now being inactive for 8-9 months. So, you know.
And I corrected him. That's a lie. I didn't let him lie on my airwaves. That's a fucking lie. Fighters want too much money now, so they're sitting out. Benavidez wants to fight.
Look, and you gave great examples. That's not the case with everybody, and we know that. We know that there's guys that are with a promoter that just won't get them a date because they have too many fighters, and you know what I'm saying, they're starving for an opportunity or starving for a date.
I don't know, man. It's all about marketability. Rayo wasn't starving for no date. If you doing what you got to do, you ain't starving. Tank ain't starving, neither is Wild to offer losses because
you're giving the exceptions.
No, I'm bringing the excitement. I'm giving you the people. It's how you fight. I'll give you a name. I don't know if you remember KO King, Randall Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
How many losses he had? He was on TV. He was on every TV I know, every network. So it's like, Gabe Rosado, Orlando Salido. We could go on and on. Fucking Derek Chisora. You either got it or you don't. People don't want to learn that. Like, it ain't about dates. Is you putting asses in seats? You ain't doing that? Is you bringing the excitement? Oh, you doing that? You back on the card. We need you to help this card. You want me to help you. Yo, Al, I need a fight. Yo, Al, I need a fight. What do you bring to the table? How many tickets you selling? How many pay-per-view buys? How many views? What are you doing? You asking me to just give you money. This is a business. You're right.
And I'm, because it is a business, we could be here all day talking about it, right? Because one could come back and say, well, that's on the fighter. They should have got their contract structured better to where they're guaranteed this, and that.
And they are. Usually the contract, that's why you see that they fight 2 times a year, Dan. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Usually the contract states, I got to give you 2 fights within the calendar year. You signed that. You should have said, give me 3 fights within a calendar year. Like when you first signed your first contract, and they said they'll give you 5 fights in a year. And they did. So it's on the fighter and the manager.
And that's what I'm saying.
Look at Adam Kovnacki off of losses.
No, I mean, we could be
inactive?
We could be here all day. I mean,
but is he inactive off of losses?
I mean, he took a year off, so I wouldn't say.
And took his rematch. He took the year off for the rematch. Then got the rematch, and then was in a bidding war. DAZN wanted him, and Conley took him back to PBC. So it's like, do you put asses in seats? Because Kovnacki does in Brooklyn. And he coming off of losses. So, I don't know, man. It's about what the fighter can do, bro. They again, proof is in the pudding, right? The Charlo brothers did 130. You know what I mean? Earl does 14,000 with Ocampos. How much did Charlo do with Castaño? How much did they do on the June 19th card? You understand?
Well,
Then-
that wasn't Charlo Castaño.
No, I know. I'm giving you two different Texas fights with Charlo. Then one of them happened in Texas? In Castaño, the first
Yeah,
one?
that was San Antonio.
Okay. And then I'm giving you Charlo on June 19th, the brother.
Yeah, the
And I'm
brother.
showing you poor ticket sales for two fighters. So I'm showing you why you inactive. Now, yeah, the other one wasn't because he got a rematch and he won. The rematch had to get him back in the ring. The win gets you back in the ring. But look, scheduled for January 28th. Bobby, is how much money you want? Oh, you need 10,000 a fight? Which we'll be back, man. We're going to talk when we get it together. But money don't grow on trees, man. And if you ain't putting no asses in seats, how you asking for that much money? I don't see they have a problem getting dates for David Benavidez. And he tells you on any interview he get a chance, I've been making crazy money since 21, so of course I'm going to mess up. I'm good. I don't need money. I just want to fight. I get paid very well. So it ain't him asking for too much money. I'm just saying, if you want to fight, you going to fight. Rayo was fighting. Tank be fighting. Don't they make sure to give Tank his December days? We already know that date belongs to Tank making so bad. That's his month.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Breadman was, complaining about like
Even Julian was fighting.
the guys that aren't, you know what I'm saying? Like those are the guys that should be fighting twice a year.
Julian was fighting. Julian was fighting.
Fighting who?
You heard him. They promoted him.
Julian-
Julian Williams,
Yeah,
his
yeah.
fighter. They promoted him properly. They gave him 3 fights on Jared undercard before he main evented it with him. So you got to win, and you got to be fun winning. You got to look fun winning. That's why Isaac Cruz back. How the hell is Isaac Cruz back? How the hell people want Isaac? Because people want him.
It was funny. It was funny because one of those 3 undercard or the same cards that one of them I know for a fact wasn't TV. I don't even know who he fought.
Wasn't?
Absolutely. You probably don't remember. We ran into them. We was there for Wilder Fury 1 at the hotel.
At the restaurant.
At the restaurant.
He was looking drawn, real skinny that night.
Yeah,
remember?
it was the night before the fight, I believe, or something like that.
Really? I thought it was the night before the weigh-in. Because he did look skinny that night.
I don't remember how long I was in town
Yeah.
for, but regardless, that fight wasn't TV, so still interesting. I mean, yeah, we're on the same card, but typically when you do that,
But remember, maybe it was Twitter, YouTube,
you right.
some sort of stream where you could still see it and still send the ticket. I mean, the link to someone to watch it.
You right.
But yeah, man, I just think look at Shakur, and I know those are names. I get it, because it's hard. It's hard for me not to name a name, because that's what you become when you're fighting. When you're doing what you're supposed to do, see, Rayo became a name to us because they kept putting him on because he kept putting on. So it's like, how I'm not going to mention a name, but Jamel Herring, perfect example. He's retired, but like losses, wins, TV, because he was in exciting fights. He didn't lay down, and he gave good fights. You got to be in exciting fights. Margarito, another dude, even with controversy, my man got fights. You got to be, a dude. Look at Jerry Forrest. Dude, he was supposed to fight Big Baby Miller on ESPN before he got the Zhang fight.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Even a guy like Gervonta Davis, maybe not quite at this moment in his career, but early in his career, when he should have been fighting arguably more than he is now, because now he's pay-per-view and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Man, crazy inactive.
But don't act as if Gervonta doesn't have like heavy, rumors of being undisciplined early on.
Yeah. I mean,
he was in
it ain't real.
He was in the life.
Not absolutely.
And I ain't talking street life. I mean more like celebrity life.
Celebrity life.
Yeah.
No, I hear you.
And now he's focused. And maybe the birth of the daughter. Maybe living with the daughter. I think the daughter matured him.
I think so too. I think so too. And
But you got to Zoom, right? Or we good?
I mean,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I gotta go. So
Yeah, no. Let me just double check these super chats to see if anything came in. If not, then we got if you had to bet Clarissa versus, I bet on Clarissa, and I call her plus money. I call her plus money. I just hope they don't give me a refund. And that looks like Kyrikos. I don't know. Jordan, shout out to Jordan. Jordan just be sending money, no nothing. Let me know if you got your gloves, because we definitely sent that out, Jordan, both of them. But that looks like all of them. And once again, don't forget to join us tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., the Breakfast Club of Boxing, right here, youtube.com/The Boxing Voice. Once again, Danny is on Instagram at RingwalkDanny. I am NestGTO.
We are The Boxing Voice.
Peace.
Catch us tomorrow.